Pre-Columbian era, before 1536. Before Spanish colonization, Chile was inhabited by various indigenous groups, including Mapuche, the largest and most influential indigenous group, primarily in central and southern Chile. Atacameños and Diaguitas lived in the northern desert regions and had ties to the Inca Empire. Selknam, Yagan, and Coscar, nomadic peoples of the southernmost regions. The Incas briefly expanded into northern Chile, but the Mapuche fiercely resisted Incan rule in the central and southern regions. Spanish colonization, 1536 to 1818. First European contact, 1536. Spanish explorer Diego de Almagro arrived, but failed to establish a settlement. Pedro de Valdivia, 1541, founded Santiago, beginning Spanish control over central Chile. Morocco War, 1541 to 1641. The Mapuche fiercely resisted Spanish rule, leading to a prolonged conflict that kept southern Chile independent for centuries. Colonial economy, based on mining, gold, silver, and agriculture, with an emerging mestizo population. Independence, 1810 to 1818. Inspired by the Napoleonic Wars and revolutions in other Latin American countries, Chileans sought independence. First junta, 1810, marked the beginning of Chile's independence movement. Reconquista, 1814 to 1817. Spanish forces temporarily regained control. Battle of Chacabuco, 1817, led by Bernardo O'Higgins and José de San Martín. Chilean patriots defeated the Spanish. Declaration of Independence, 1818. Chile officially became an independent republic. 19th century, consolidation and expansion. O'Higgins rule, 1818 to 1823. First Supreme Director, implemented reforms but faced opposition and resigned. Constitution of 1833 established a strong central government, shaping Chile's political structure for much of the century. War of the Pacific, 1879 to 1884. Chile fought against Bolivia and Peru, gaining territory, including the Atacama Desert, which contained valuable nitrate and copper deposits. 20th century, political and social changes. Parliamentary era, 1891 to 1925. Oligarchic control and economic growth, but also political instability. Rise of social movements, 1920s, 1930s. Growing labor movements and socialist ideas. Salvador Allende, 1970 to 1973. Chile's first Marxist president, pursued socialist policies but faced economic struggles and political opposition. Military coup, 1973, led by General Augusto Pinochet, overthrew Allende. Pinochet dictatorship, 1973 to 1990, marked by human rights abuses, economic liberalization, and repression of political opponents. Return to democracy in modern Chile, 1990, present. Transition to democracy, 1990. Pinochet stepped down after a 1988 referendum. Economic growth. Chile became one of Latin America's most stable economies. Social unrest. 2019 to 2021 mass protests demanded reforms in education, healthcare, and the Constitution. New Constitution process. 2022 present. Chileans voted to rewrite the Pinochet-era Constitution, but rejected the first draft in 2022. The process continues. Conclusion. Chile's history is shaped by indigenous resistance, colonial rule, wars, economic shifts, and political struggles. Today, it is a democratic and economically dynamic country, still grappling with social inequalities and constitutional reform. Would you like more details on any specific period?